Today is Revolver Day. Let's take a look at one. Welcome to the Hideout. I appreciate you joining me today. Make sure, take a little second there and click subscribe. I need them all. I appreciate them all. Click the ringy dingy that you like it. Please do. Join me once again and let's look at some handguns and different things. Today we're going to talk about a revolver. This revolver in particular has been around for a couple of years now. I've had my eye on them, but truthfully, I have either been where I didn't have the money or I didn't have the one that I wanted at the time. You fellas know how that goes, right? You always got something else, but you know, mama and the baby need shoes. But anyway, I finally got my hands on one. And what we're going to talk about is a Kimber K6. Now, this is the 3-inch model. They have like the 2-inch model. They have like the 4-inch model. This one is a double action, single action. They also have just the double actions, so you can get these things when it's all said and done in probably 6-8 different combinations. 2-inch, double action only, 2-inch, single, double, or whatever. And then we got one called a K6X, I believe, which is a ultralight. And then we have a special edition, which is, of course, the big state of Texas gets their own special edition. Anyway. 357 Magnum that of course we can shoot 38 specials in it. I chose the 3-inch. To me it's the right size. It's not a snubby. You know, for years and years and years, probably the most popular weapon out there on the market was a snub nose 38. That's what all the bad guys use. Pocket pistol, pocket rocket, whatever you want to call it. I like the 3-inch, and we'll look at the holster in a minute. But let's roll it over and look at some particular things that are making it a little bit different. And number one that always caught my mind was the shape of the cylinder. If you look, it's got these square flat edges here. Am I making that clear? Now, I want to pick up a Ruger, which is real close, and if you look, the cylinders on it is more of a traditional cut. Can you see that there? So, that right there gives the Kimber a little bit unique look, and that's what catches the eye to begin with. Now, I'm not going to say all, but most of our modern revolvers have this area right here where our plunger is hidden in here. It's not sticking out like the old styles. Nice handgun, nice color. I'm going to flip it around. I'm going to let you have to take a look at the sights. We got some white dot sights on it. I'm not going to call them target sights. They do have white dark sights. I love the pistol grip. It's a walnut pistol grip, but here again, we start talking about the different models of these things. We can get a black rubber, which, you know, it's personal preference. I prefer the walnut just because, you know, the way it looks. It looks like a traditional, more attractive, in my opinion, handgun, which is not always best for usage and self-defense. 357 Magnum in this thing is going to be a handful. I'll always shoot 38 special. And one thing, other two guys, while I'm on that subject, let's mention this. You can substitute out your 38 specials for your 357 Magnum. That's nothing new. Everybody knows it. But I can downgrade to the 38 special, which is going to give me less recoil, help me be more accurate, but then I can choose those in like a hollow point, which is going to upgrade that as far as self-defense. So pick out something that you want to use, that you're comfortable with. You know, I would suggest, in particular me, if I practice with a 38, I carry a 357. I think when the shit hits the fan, I'm not going to notice any recoil. But if you're recoil sensitive, shoot the 38s, but shoot a good self-defensive round in there with it. The way the cylinder opens, right here, this little button, I'm going to get a look at it. If you guys will remember, Colt's pull, Smith & Wesson's push, and like the Ruger, it's got kind of a button that pushes in there. You can see what I'm talking about there. Nice little handgun. I've not fired it yet. I did buy it used, and then you guys also know how I feel about this. If you can buy a used handgun, for God's sake, buy a used handgun. You can afford to buy two that way. 3. You can buy more, and that's what it's all about, more toys. What? Who wins? The guy with the most toys when it checks out wins? True, and I don't know. We're going to check a trigger pull on it now. Double action, I can just pull the trigger. I don't have to worry about taking anything off a safe, which is excellent for a self-defense handgun, kind of like your polymer pistols and stuff. You don't get in a panic. You don't have to practice as much. You just point and pull. With the exception of a Glock, you point and pray. These things, old school, they've been around for hundreds of years in some format or another. They're serious business. With the trigger pull on the double action, you know, you got that long pull, and then it kind of holds right there and stops, and then it just breaks. See if I can turn it around where you can see. I'm gonna pull it back. I don't know if you can see it. I'm gonna pull. Right there is a stopping point. You notice that hammer's all the way to the back. Breaks. It's stout. It's probably 15 pounds. I don't know, which is appropriate for a double action. Double action shooting though, because of those trigger pulls, you'll tend to pull the barrel. You're going to get too much finger on there. You're going to pull it sideways. You're going to pull it backwards, and you're going to be moving that barrel around. Hence, the single action, we get a lot lighter. I'm going to dry fire. We get a lot lighter, a lot better pull. And you guys will know that when it comes to fine triggers, you can only get a fine trigger on a couple of things. You can get a fine trigger on a revolver. You can get a fine trigger on a 1911. Most other polymer guns, you're going to get what you get. I'm going to pull this one just for the hell of it and see. In single action, it's going to be under 4 pounds, I'm sure. If I can get it on here. And it was just over 4. Just over 4. I could probably pull it again and get it back a few more times. Like I said, 6 rounds, 357, 38 special, walnut grips. It's not exceptionally heavy, probably 20 and some change. It needs some weight on it or it's going to be uncomfortable to shoot, but you know, it is what it is. I really like the handgun. I've been wanting one, but when I got down to looking for one, all I could really find was the 4-inch. Personally, the 4-inch is a good target pistol, you know, personal thought, unless you're 7 foot tall. 4-inch is a little bit bigger for me to carry in a revolver. I do carry a 4-inch 1911, but it's just what I do, right or wrong. But then you get down to the 2-inch, and this is a 2 1/4 inch Ruger. You can see the big difference in there. They're similar. I believe the Kimber is going to be a little lighter than the Ruger, even though it's in the 3/4 inch longer barrel. I like to carry one. You know, do I carry it very often? No, I will occasionally when I put on my belt buckle and look like, you know, I'm going to the rodeo, but then again, I ain't got a 1911 picnic style. So I tell you what, let's do. Let's go outside and see if we can get it to go. Bang, bang, bang. Okay, we're out at the range. We got the Kimber K6 out. This is the double action, single action. We talked some about it inside. One thing I didn't mention was this hammer. I kind of like the texture of that. I don't like it that it's stuck up in the damn air like that. I kind of like it laid back. If you're going to carry it, you know, you're going to want to carry one with a strap over it or something that's going to keep that hammer away. I prefer single actions, double action, single action. This is the kind of revolver I like. I don't like just double action only, because if I want to take my time and shoot more accurate, then I'm losing, or at least I'm losing for my skill level, the ability to keep it without that long trigger pull, wanting to wiggle that barrel around. One thing that I did read about the thing is there was some problems, at least initially, with them locking up. Now, you guys who've watched some of my videos for some time know with the coats, the new coats, I had a hell of a problem with my new coat locking up. Of course, I get the comments, you're too fast, you're this, it's all a user. And it may be. I'm not going to say I'm not doing anything wrong because I don't shoot that many revolvers. But it locked up right there. Fast as I can pull it, it locked up. It's not locking up every time, it locked up. If I'm slowing down, it seems to be a speed thing. Is it me? It very well could be me, but you know what? If that's me, the hell, that's fine. I don't need to carry it for self-protection, because every time I pull a trigger, I want that son of a bitch to go bang. So what we're gonna do, I got some Winchester white box, 38 special. I'm gonna load up some of that. I'm gonna shoot a few rounds of it, single action, double action. And then I'm gonna turn around and shoot some 357 Magnum in it and see what that recoil is like. Of course, we expect it to be more. You know, comfortable, no. Manageable, could be. Let's take a look. We're gonna do it on single action a while. The trigger breaks really good. It's got a nice wall. When you go past that wall, it's going off. Really like it. No problem at all. I'm gonna see if I can get the boss to switch sides with me just momentarily, so we can just get some visual picture of the trigger pull itself on the handgun. So let's swap over here just a little bit, and I'm gonna move this damn cord out of my way. Let's swap over, and then we'll swap back. Let's take a picture, and I'm gonna try to do it one-handed. You just focus on that trigger. Right there, you can see where the pull stops, and there we go. I'm gonna do it again. Stops right there. That's all of them. So now we can swap back over. I wanted you guys to get a good look at that trigger. Sometimes it may help you decide. You know, I go to gun places, and it's unfortunate. I get it, because we got a bunch of damn idiots. But you go into a gun store, you pick up a gun, they got a lock on it. How in the hell am I supposed to fondle a nice handgun if that son of a bitch has got a lock on it? You know, they let you look at it. I'm gonna tell you a quick story while I'm loading this thing up. I'm gonna load it up 38. I go up into Pennsylvania to buy a gun. They sell me a gun in Pennsylvania, long gun. For me to get that gun, I might as well have had a fucking rectal exam. It was ridiculous. Some bitches even made me sign a piece of paper that I read. Now, I understood how to load it. I understood how to unload it, and I read the user's manual that was in the box that they wouldn't let me freaking open until after I left the store. But they made me sign the damn paper. I mean, you know, at least Pennsylvania will sell you a gun, but you know what? Somebody's getting bent over there, because this shit's just getting out of control. So I'm gonna do some 338 in single action. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull that hammer back. Real light trigger. Accurate. The white sights do a really good job. Fell over. Bad guy fell over. That's okay. So 38 special, you know, if I could, and I don't have the math, and I don't even plan on doing the damn math, but if I had it, I could think that 38 special, where's that at toward the 9mm level? Where is that as far as recoil on a semi-automatic? Where is that as far as, you know, ballistics? Ballistics, who gives a rat's butt? Nobody's gonna outrun it, right? That's the thing. So I'm gonna shoot some 357 in here. These are soft points. Old box of 357. Let me load it up real quick. I'm expecting a little bit more recoil out of it. Let's see what we get. Now we'll do this the same way. It's definitely noticeable. I definitely noticed it. I'm sure you guys can too. Man stopper right there. You know, if I'm going to carry, if I can't get my 45, I might be happy with the 357. Definitely got the recoil, a lot more power going down range. You know, in a pinch, when you need it, I want him one and down. I don't want the clown getting back up. But you know, to each his own. You know, I hear a lot of argument about accuracy and all this. Yeah, practice. But how accurate are you gonna be when every time it has to be a perfect shot? That shit ain't gonna happen. You're gonna get lucky. So let's go ahead and shoot some more. It didn't lock up in. I'll tell you what, I think it's time to call it a day. I appreciate you guys watching. Kimber K6, this is the double action, single action, walnut grip, attractive handgun, nice shooting handgun. You can lay your hands on one at a reasonable price. I suggest you do so. Until we get to shoot together again.